As many of us are aware, I'm sure, there's going to be some big changes coming to YouTube in the near future, some of which are already upon us. And these changes are going to have an effect on us as creators. And that's something that I want to talk about in this video, and also go over what kind of effect it's going to have on my channel. Now, I'm sure we've all heard this story at least once, and I'm not going to go over the nitty-gritty of it, but I guess it was earlier this year, YouTube was fined $170 million for violating COPPA. Now, what is COPPA? Basically, COPPA is the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, which prohibits the collection of data on minors without a parent's consent on online operations such as YouTube. And that applies to anyone under the age of 13 and falls under COPPA. So after YouTube's little ordeal with the FTC, they have made some changes, and they now want us, the creators, to basically pay the price for their own little screw-up. Because YouTube wants us now to go through and mark our channels as made for kids, not made for kids, or go through and mark each of our videos individually. And YouTube's got this great new bot that they introduced into their system, which is supposed to go through and mark videos automatically as made for kids or not made for kids. We all know how that's going to work. But they also say that we as the creators are supposed to go back through and double check this to make sure that it's correct. They said, do not rely on our bot to do all the work for you. And the way I see it, that's just YouTube wiping their hands clean and saying, you know, if anything's wrong, it falls back on you, the creator. We have nothing to do with it. But the thing I don't agree with on YouTube is their terms, you know, what is deemed as made for kids. Their terms on that are so vague that it doesn't make any sense. And in the end, I think a majority of it basically comes down to, you know, if your video contains anything that might be appealing to kids, it's made for kids, regardless whether or not that's your intended audience. And I mean, looking behind me here, you can see I got a good portion of my 1/64 scale collection in the showcases, and quite a bit of this is adult collectibles. And like right here, I got a 94-cent Hot Wheels car and a $400 custom-built rotator. And there's a clear difference between the two of these. One is clearly a kid's toy, the other is an adult collectible. But if I were to do videos of these, YouTube will look at those videos and say, well, those are both made for kids because they both feature something that is appealing to kids. And that's something that really irritates me about all these new changes, is because I even told a friend of mine there that, like my channel, for example, I look at Hot Wheels cars. You know, cheap Hot Wheels car, they're under $1. And I've also featured high-priced, large-scale train models on my channel, and some of the trains I have are well over $1,000. But again, it's like you got a cheap little Hot Wheels car and a $1,000-some model train, and again, they still fall into the same category. And that's something that irritates me, is even if you are looking at something that is clearly an adult collectible, if it's appealing to kids, YouTube deems the video as made for kids. Now, one thing is YouTube does go on with these details, whether something is made for kids or not made for kids. They say if you don't know, that you should consult your lawyer and ask them. I have a lawyer? I didn't even know that. Another negative to all this is that you are required by law to mark your videos appropriately, because if you were to take a video and mark it as not made for kids, when in fact it features content that may be appealing to kids and the FTC comes along, you know, they can fine you for failing to mark the video appropriately. And I know everyone makes a big to-do about the whole $42,000 per video fine, but that's not the case. What I guess they're supposed to be doing is looking at what your video generates in terms of revenue and then base their fine off of that. I don't know. Me personally, I've only got like 200 subscribers, and I don't think they're going to come after a little guy like me, but hey, stranger things have happened. And unfortunately, it only gets worse because in the new year, YouTube is going to begin enforcing these changes. And if you're a channel that has marked yourself as made for kids, You're going to lose features such as comments on your videos. You're going to lose notifications. You won't be able to use end screens. And if you're a partner channel, it gets worse because YouTube will no longer be playing personal ads on videos made for kids, and you're going to notice a decrease in revenue. And I mean, if you're somebody who relies on YouTube as your source of income, or you're just somebody who uses the revenue you generate on YouTube to keep your channel going, it's going to have a big effect on you. In the end, all this is going to do is hurt us as creators. And I'm left wondering, what does all this change mean for my channel? What does this change mean for myself? Because my channel, I look at a lot of die-cast items, model trains, I do reviews, showcase videos, build videos, and I've even done my own original series. And I know that in a way, this is going to have an effect on my channel because of the content that I upload. And I don't want to lose a lot of these features, like comments, for example. I don't want to lose that because comments are how I engage with my audience. And in the end, there's no point in uploading a video to get the audience's opinion when they can't even comment on it. And I have no intentions of abandoning YouTube with these changes. I want to stay on here. I want to continue doing what I'm doing because I've only been on this account for about a little over a year now. And I've still got many video projects I want to do. In fact, I got some that are actually in the making as I'm doing this video now. And I'd love to see those uploaded to YouTube. But you know, the thing is, these changes are going to hurt a lot of creators, and that's something I think YouTube and the FTC need to take a look at. And that's the big thing. I think YouTube and the FTC honestly need to back off on us creators. Because, I'm sorry, but the cold hard facts are this. In order to be on YouTube in the first place, in order to make a YouTube account, you have to be at least 13 years of age or older. 13 years of age or older. Let's go back for a second. YouTube wants you to mark your videos as made for kids if they are suitable for children under the age of 13, 12 and under. But wait, you have to be 13 years of age or older to create an account. So therefore, if you're under the age of 13, 12 and under, you're on a parent's account. That's the big thing. A lot of these kids that are on YouTube in the first place are underage and they're on a parent's account. So you know, at the end of the day, regardless what YouTube or the FTC does, these kids are still going to watch the videos, data is still going to be collected on them because, like I said, they are on a parent's account. Making all these changes is not going to solve the problem. And let's ask the question, if the FTC enforces COPPA like they're going to, is it really going to change things for the greater good? My personal opinion is this: YouTube and the FTC need to back off, and instead, the parents need to step up and be parents. Monitor what their kids are viewing online. That's not the FTC's job. Secondly, YouTube needs to step up as well and take responsibility for their own actions. We as the creators should not be responsible for their own f***up. They brought that on themselves. So before I wrap up this video, one last thing I want to mention is that down in the video description, I'll have a link to where you can go and post a comment to the FTC and tell them about how you feel about these changes, whether you are a creator on YouTube or just a viewer. You know, go to that link, send them a comment, and tell them. Now, the only thing I ask is that you please be nice. You know, going in, cussing at them, and name calling, it's not going to help things. It's probably just going to make things worse. So, as I said, you know, there will be a link. Send them a comment, tell them how you feel about what's going on, and I think you have till December 9th, so there's a few days left to get your comments in. And hopes are that once everything's all said and done, that, you know, these changes, they're probably going to happen, but maybe they won't be as extreme if we as creators and viewers here on YouTube can contact the FTC and tell them how we feel personally about what's going on. So that just about wraps up this video. Again, I will have a link to where you can send a comment to the FTC down in the video description. I'm also going to have some other links down in the video description as well, which I recommend checking out. And I mean, one thing I do want to say here before I end the video is thank you to all my subscribers and those who support this channel. I really appreciate it, and I'm gonna wait this one out. Hopefully things do get better compared to what they are now, and I can continue doing videos for YouTube. But that's gonna be it for now. Again, thanks to those that support me in this channel, and I'll see you guys in some more videos coming up here in the future. So take care.